Welcome back, fail-safe investors. And in today's video, we're going to talk about Warren Buffett selling all of his airline stock. What does that mean for the airlines? And if you don't already own airline stock, it's now a good time to buy airline stock. And does that mean that the airlines are not going to be around long term? We don't know, but let's get into it. So over the weekend, Warren Buffett or Berkshire Hathaway held their annual meeting, their shareholders meeting, and in the meeting, Warren Buffett announced that he sold all of his airline shares, not just a certain percentage like people were saying before, but all of his airline shares. He said he got out of the airlines completely. But if you listen to the interview, he also said that the CEOs were great. Nothing about the business had changed other than COVID-19. So if it wasn't for COVID-19 and the slowdown economic turns and pretty much the companies or the airlines having to issue bonds or pretty much go into debt to pretty much stay afloat, these airlines will be profitable right now. So Warren Buffett bought in at $45 a share and he sold at around like $20 something a share. So yeah, he took a big L on that one. And if you think about it like this, the share price dipped 50%, and even if it rebounded 25 to 50%, he still wouldn't even be breaking even. So it would have to pretty much rebound 100% from his downfall just for him to break even. The way I look at it is, let's take a company like Delta Airlines, which has a good balance sheet, was already the most profitable airline out there, had long-term prospects, has income from like American Express. They were expected to make about $7 billion this year from American Express. And then let me ask you this: do you think anyone stopped using the American Express card? Probably not. So they have other streams of revenue. They own over 70% of their aircrafts. I mean, this is already a good company. Delta mentioned in their earnings call that out of 87,000 employees, 37,000 employees took an unpaid leave. The CEO of Delta forego his base salary for the next 6 months. So if you ask me, I do think that the demand for travel will always be there. And it's just going to come down to the comfortability of people wanting to fly. But I think long term, all the top 4 airlines will still be around. They might merge, they might get bought out by some of these other bigger airlines. But I do believe that Delta, Southwest, American, and United, especially Delta, I'll say Delta for me, will definitely be around long term. So this is definitely like something that will bounce back within the next 5 to 10 years. But like I said, this is a long-term bet. And for Warren Buffett, pretty much what he was explaining in his meeting was that with the debt that these companies went into and having to borrow, like with Delta, they had to borrow billions of dollars, but the government stepped in and gave them grants and loans, and 72% of the loan that was given to the airlines, or Delta in this case, by the government will be forgiven as long as they don't lay off any employees until September 30th. They don't do any stock buybacks. They don't pay out any dividends, and they don't give the CEOs or give themselves any raises or anything like that. So that's not a bad deal. I really do believe that the airlines will be around long term. Now, if you're Warren Buffett and you bought in at $40 a share, then yeah, you are down. But if you want to get into airline stocks, I do believe they will be profitable long term. And in a long, stable economy, these stocks can grow, and they can grow over time. So if you do want to get into them, then do some research, figure out which one you might want to get in on. But I will say now would be a good time to buy, because you have to look at it like this: even if they go down another 10 to 20%, that's not that big of a loss. Even if they go down 50%, that's still not that big of a loss, because they're selling around, well, Delta's selling around $22 a share right now. So if they go down 50%, they go down to $10. But if they rebound 100%, it's up to $40. If it goes back to its previous highs, then they can get up to $60 a share. Now, that's not going to happen overnight, but it will happen. And if you listen to the earnings call, like I've listened to Delta's earnings call, they plan on restructuring, resizing the company, and they said they already plan on being like this and operating on this margin for the next 3 years. And even with that said, they've already cut their costs to half of what they were spending in the first quarter. So they expect to have $10 billion in liquid cash by the second quarter. and they haven't even taken the money from the government yet. They have said they applied for it, but they haven't taken it yet, and they reserve the right to take it until September. So if you ask me, I do believe that the airlines, are a good play, but I really recommend you do your own research. You have the confidence to make a fail-safe investment after that, and good luck. Let's do it. If you liked today's video and found it informative, please hit the subscribe button. If you already haven't hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment down below, and hey, more videos to come.